Welcome back, everyone, to the GGBL. We've got the postseason for season number 2 underway. Kicking it off with the American League wild card between Michigan and Columbus. Two teams that, honestly, got on a little bit of a hot streak to try to get into the postseason. They were able to punch their ticket in, and we got a good pitching matchup here. John Choi, 16-game winner against Patrick Hawkins. Probably not the most well-known name across the league. He is Michigan's best starter. And going up against a guy like John Choi, 16-game winner, might be tough to match him pitch for pitch. He's already got 4 strikeouts in the top of the second, but he is in a little bit of a jam. Torres, base hit right past first base to second base hole. Here comes the throw from right field. Jernigan, nice hard throw from the outfield. Get that back into the cut. Good job to hold that run from scoring. Still, bases juiced, full count, runners on the move, and a ground ball right there to Mazza. He'll make the play. That is Mario Mazza, by the way, not Luigi, who's on the other side for Michigan, their shortstop. Let's go bottom 2. Hawkins, first time we've seen him in action here tonight in this wild card game. John Choi, after battling against that Mallard onslaught there, that Mallard push, he comes up and gets a base hit, leadoff double. Next 2 batters coming up. Actually, 3 batters up, you could say. 2 outs now with another man on. Lonnie McQueen can't come through in the clutch. He strikes out. Bottom 3rd, Daniel Anderson, big first baseman here, grounds out into a double play. 6-4-3 variety. Luigi Mazza with a nice play to turn that through. Top 4th, Choi is still out there. This is a base knock here. Puckett with a base hit. And the throw coming in all the way from right field to home. Not in time. Puckett gets an RBI single. He comes through in the clutch a lot. We've seen him against the Washington Swanmasters in some action here. I believe on opening day as well. Fly ball from Torres. That'll be a sac fly. Alex Humberto will score. Michigan's now up 2-0 here in the mid part of the game. Bottom 5, full count. Lonnie McQueen, he's got speed. The guy's got over 30 stolen bases this season. And he's going to roll in with a 1-out double. That was a pretty quick tag by second baseman Don Taylor. Almost got him out. Kenny Spicer will strike out. He tried to check his swing, but Hawkins able to dial him up or dice him up. 98th pitch oncoming, and Riley Barr going to swing through that one. Columbus can't come through in that moment. Let's go bottom 6. 101 pitches now for Patrick Hawkins, holding that 2-0 lead. He's still in line for the win. He's in line for a quality start as well. But after this double, this leadoff double by Daniel Anderson, next batter up 0 for 2 so far is Mario Mazza. Deep fly ball into the gap, but chased down by Alex Humberto. Nice throw coming back in all the way from the right side of center field. Almost got Daniel Anderson there, honestly. That's a pretty crazy throw. If it was just been a little bit more on the money, I think maybe it would have been more competitive. But the run will score after a ground ball. Ben McGinnis will strike out. Hawkins is still out there. 126th pitch upcoming, and McQueen strikes out yet again. Still holding on to that lead. 2-1 is our score. We will finally get a pitching change for Michigan. Leo Mortero coming on. He was 0-4 during the season. Got a couple holds to his credit. He's got to find a way to lock it down here, but that is a base hit from Mario Mazza. Here comes Humberto with a strong throw back into home. We are now tied. RBI single thanks to Mario Mazza. And we got a 2-2 ball game still with 2 men on and 1 down. You got John Choi coming up trying to help his own cause here. That is a base hit down the line. More runs are going to score here for Columbus. It is now 3-2. Might as well make that thing 4-2. Columbus stakes out to a 2-run lead. They were down 2-0 for most of this game and have clawed all the way back. So now we check in with their closer, Humberto Matos. 51 saves and 55 attempts. A pretty respectable ERA for a closer. 2-2 pitch. Can't hold up. Russell Yan strikes out, and game number 1 will go to the Columbus Cardinals. They're 1 game away from eliminating the Michigan Mallards. After all of what Michigan did just to get to this point, they're 1 game away from elimination. Baseball playoffs are brutal. They are not easy. It's a grind. You're going to have moments. You're going to have those ebbs and flows, but you're going to have those moments where you got to dig deep. You got to find a way. Columbus did that. They were down 2-0 for most of the game. Hawkins, I mean, he was gutsy. He was grindy. 10 Ks, over 125 pitches today. Just his arm was falling off. But Columbus, they stayed the course. They stuck with their plan. Choi was great. 7 Ks, 2 earned. And he also had those 2 hits for 3 RBIs. So, you know, it was a good game. It was a very good game. Back and forth type game. I'm excited for game number 2 here tomorrow night. Let's head on out to the National League, the NL side. We've got the Carolina Blue Sox against the Seattle Emeralds. I know who I'm rooting for. As a Richmond good boy guy, I am not rooting for the Blue Sox. That much is for certain, because we're in the same division. I don't really want to play them. I'm a little scared of them. I kind of like our matchup against Seattle. That's who I'm rooting for. So the commissioner does have rooting interest, despite what you guys might think. Kobayashi comes up with a base hit, right past a diving first baseman. The inning before, made a nice defensive play. I love this player. Came over from the international side as a custom player. We've been really good for Seattle since they called him up back in, I think, May or June of this season. However, Clayton Hall has really not come through since being acquired. I think the pressure's starting to get to him a little bit. One of the better contact hitters in the league, in the entire GGBL, and he just can't find a way to get on base. KAJ comes up and also pops up into the outfield. We turn our attention over here to the next inning. Seattle shuts down Carolina, and Carolina with Luke Nettles is going to K up everybody. Goro Kobayashi can't believe he struck out, and then a slider. Pretty nasty slider. Clayton Hall's going to strike out yet again. Base hit here for KAJ, so he ruins the little run that Luke Nettles had been on. 1-2 pitch here to Joshua Tora. Check swing. Umpire says that he went. He went around. So another strikeout here for Luke Nettles. That is number 10. We're not even through the 6th inning yet. He's got 10 strikeouts. Make it 11 strikeouts. Man, he is absolutely dealing tonight against this tough Seattle offense. Bottom 6, we do have a pitching change. Hemingway was able to shut down Carolina to 0 runs on the scoreboard. Seiko Ichiman going to strike out here in a clutch moment for Carolina. They get another strikeout. Marmolejo coming up and just throwing up gas. Unfortunately, he does walk Mitchell quick. Can't have that, because now the bases are loaded with Alfonso Bermudez, their number 3 hitter. Their best hitter on the team comes up clutch with a base hit. That's going to score 2 runs. And they're still threatening with runners on first and second. So Carolina now staking out to a 2-0 lead. 2-2 pitch here. That is another base hit. Irizarry's got to come up firing. He does. Really nice, strong throw. Almost overthrew home plate. Wow. Got a gun out there in right field. But Porter Pittman with a base hit here. Bases loaded. Full count pitch to Castro. Oh, man. Almost hit Big Blue. Whew. Seattle got a little lucky there. They're going to turn to Danny Marmot, custom pitcher, striking out Damian Wright in the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 pitch, going to strike out Bermudez. Again, their best hitter on the team. So Danny Marmot comes in and does an inning work, and he gets the job done. We're going to jump here to the top of the 9th. Neo Zamora, the closer. It's been nearly automatic this season. KJ almost had a strikeout here. 1 for 3 on the game, does draw a walk. A leadoff walk, mind you. This sets up nicely for Seattle's offense. Deep drive out to left field, but not nearly enough. Dusty Griffith makes a nice play. One of my favorite names across the GGBL roster. Dusty Griffith. Full count here with 1 down. Strike 3, sinker. Too tough of a pitch for Brett Miller. 2-2 pitch here to Damian Campbell. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Pittman's got this one. And the Blue Sox will win a tough, gritty battle against these Emeralds. 2-0 is your final score. Nettles was your player of the game. I don't think that that's any question whatsoever. You could argue Alfonso Bermudez. He's 2 for 4 with 2 ribs. Got the team up over the hump and on top. But, you know, again, look at that Emeralds lineup. It's not an easy lineup to go through. So Nettles, the fact that he got 11 strikeouts today, that's pulling your big boy pants up and saying, let's go to work. Like, we're ready to go. We're rocking, we're rolling. 11 Ks, 1 walk. He had it going on today, and that's the main reason why the Blue Sox won this ball game. All right, let's head out to the champs, Washington, the Swamp Monsters. The fact that they have to play in a wild card game, it sets up pretty bad for them. I think they're kind of getting a little screwed here. When you think about the number 2 seed that's getting a bye, the Las Vegas Nuggets, I think that Washington's a better team than the Vegas Nuggets. Like, let's be real here. Not only that, but now they have to play in a 3-game series. The first to 2 wins the whole thing. So the fact that you get a hot team in Colorado, they had to rattle off a bunch of wins just to get here and get a lot of help in order to do so. And they're on the road. They play better on the road, I believe. At home, their pitching just does not do very well because of course, the altitude. They match up. Their offense matches up really nicely with the Swamp Monsters. Michaels, Adams, Lorenz, Burnside, St. Clair, CC Chavez. It can match up toe-to-toe with the Swamp Monsters offense. But defensively now, let's not leave this out. Let's not leave this play out here. Beautiful play by DJ Taylor over there. Now, when you talk about Washington's offense, you have the Taylor cousins. Ken Madrano at second. J.J. Cabrera at first. Cavedo in the outfield. Chucky Pinker in the outfield. Baker T. Brooks probably should have been considered for Rookie of the Year. Extremely tough offense for certain. But Satchel Michaels is doing a pretty good job so far. 2 strikeouts here, bottom third. He does give up a walk to Baker T. Brooks, who's sitting in that number 2 hole pretty nicely. Jake Taylor able to strike out a screwball. He threw out a screwball to a big-time power hitter like Jake Taylor. Ground ball here, Paxton Burnside makes the nice play. Could have been a run. I think Burnside might have saved a run right there. Had that gone to right field, would have been a slow roller. Could have scored that runner from second base. Let's go top 6. Still nothing until the leadoff hitter, Omar Navoa, sends a sinker into the seats. Chris Peterson, you know, there's been moments, especially in the postseason, where Chris Peterson he's so dominant. He's like Clayton Kershaw. I'm starting to feel like that. He's so dominant in the regular season, but when those lights come on in the postseason, he gets a little shaky. So we're going to jump here to the top of the 8th as Hector Muriel takes the ball, and Paxton Burnside might have put the nail in the coffin. They get the bottom of the 8th and the bottom of the 9th to do something here, but Burnside puts them up 2-0. We're going to jump to the bottom of the 9th. Last strike, and Ruiz goes down. Lund gets the strikeout, and the Colorado Coyotes. Yes, the Colorado Coyotes are 1 game away from eliminating the champs of last season. That's just crazy to say. But never count the champs out. That's where I'm at with it. Never count the champs out. They could win 2 games. It's easy. You know, if you got to win game number 2, and if you do that, then now you're forcing Colorado to start their 3rd starter. And if anything, Washington probably has the deeper starting rotation. You got a guy, R.J. Dixon, that's going to go for game 2. You got Nolan Mitchell that can go game 3. And I still think it might favor Washington. Even though they're down 1-0, they're 1 game away from losing their season. I still think that they might be favored here. I think it's fair to say that. All right, next matchup, San Diego and Kansas City. This is an interesting matchup, one of my favorites of the entire postseason. You got a lot of storylines at play here. Devin McDreamy, for one, was one of the worst pitchers last year, and he's turned his game around, turned his career around. But it's kind of the same storyline with San Diego. They were one of the worst teams last year in the entire league. Now, making the playoffs in Season 2, they were one of the better teams in the league. Going to be an interesting matchup to see how this Game 1 plays out. But right off the get-go, we do have a base hit, then an error. Runners on the corners, then a walk. So Cornelius Kane drawing a walk, then now Danny Riddle. Third baseman, always been a good hitter. Was a good hitter last year and draws a walk to knock in a run. So Cabrera scores. 3-1 pitch here to Nacho Molina. And he goes Nachos Belgrande. Grand Salame. The big boy hits a big shot. Grand slam, 4 runs coming home. And it is 5-0 San Diego. What's funny about this is that Devin McDreamy is kind of reverting back to being one of the worst pitchers in the league. Just in 1 inning, it's 5-0. A disaster inning, if you will. Meanwhile, on the other side, Madison gets a strikeout here. 2-1 pitch. We got a ground ball. Floyd back over to second, over to first. That's a double play. End of 2. And San Diego is still leaving Kansas City off the board. So top third. Yes, top third. And McDreamy's already out of the game. He's done. He was actually out of the game in the 2nd inning. He faced one batter, and that was it. So fly ball from Franny. It's going to move the runner over from 2nd to 3rd. So runners on the corners here. Harold Otto coming up. Fly ball. They'll manufacture a run here. Going up 6-0. This is a blowout. This is trending towards a blowout. And I know a lot of guys in the streams are probably thinking like, well, you said 6 runs by 5 innings. Should be simulation territory, right? Just sim till the team wins. Honestly, I thought about it. But I thought about it. I didn't do it because this is the postseason here. This is the postseason. We got to just let it ride. We got to let it play out. See what happens. So Madison's day is done. Dwight Tupman comes on. Remember, this was a guy that came in and started the All-Star game. He was an 11-game winner then. He's completely blown up since then. So did he actually deserve to start the All-Star game? I don't think so. Because he comes in, and now with bases juiced, he gives up a base hit here to Ricky Herring. Let's go again. We're still bottom 5 here. Daniel Lederman, base hit. Now, what is Otto doing? He misses the cut. Then Lederman takes 2. That's an RBI single. And then an error from Harold Otto out in right field. So what is happening now to San Diego? They're letting this thing kind of blow away. This lead blow away. Wallace Hayes, deep fly ball to left. That's Carson Willard giving chase. He'll track it down. And it got a little messy there, but Kansas City able to get 2 more runs. Now, top 6th. Still, Howie Sellers is still out there pitching with deep fly ball out to right field, but what a catch. What a catch. We'll take a look at this one more time. Lay it out, giving up the body. Sellers loves it. It's going to keep Kansas City in the ball game here, guys. Dwight Tupman still out there in the bottom of the 7th inning. He gives up another walk. That's Martinez with the walk. Wallace Hayes being patient. He draws a walk. That'll knock another run in. So now it is a 3-run game with the bullpen arm coming in. It's Morris Stoitz. 2-2 pitch here to Mikey Porter. He goes gap shot all the way to the wall. That should tie the game up. It's 6-5. Here comes Hayes rounding 3rd, headed for home. He scores. It is 6-6. Mikey Porter comes through with a bases clearing double. 3 RBIs on that lone hit. We're tied. 6-6. Stoitz comes through with a K. He gets another one here. Brolo, they're going to say that he went. And I want you to see something here. He's all pumped up. I don't know. Well, maybe he's angry with himself. I don't know. Because, dude, you were up 6-2. And you're the one who gave up the lead. So maybe you're angry with yourself. I don't know. There's nothing to be pumped up about. But Harold Otto, in the top of the 9th, helps out his teammates. Smacks a solo shot. It is 7-6. We are tied. No more. And Harold Otto comes up big and makes up for his own error, which caused another run to come home for KC. This game's back and forth. I'm going to love game number 2. I'm just telling you right now. This has been a back and forth battle. 2 evenly matched up teams. I like the way that this is headed. Maybe a brewing rivalry, perhaps, in the future in the National League. So 2-2 pitch here to Lederman. He's going to strike out. Tried to hold up. Could not. 3-2 pitch here to Benny Martinez. Swung on a miss. Nice cut fastball. Got enough movement on it to trick him. Wallace Hayes, number 3 hitter. Last hope. Grounds out. Good throw by Jeremy Floyd. Good play. Kind of an easy play. It was a one-hopper to him, but, you know, you make that play in your sleep. And the Gauchos, they'll wrangle with this game. I just, totally pun intended here, but I'm just thinking of them being Gauchos. With the lasso, trying to lasso this W, and it barely got away from them. But they were able to hold on for dear life and able to wrangle with this victory. But Molina, I think, came up with the clutch hit. And the reason for that's because, like, Molina had the grand slam. I don't think that San Diego's in a position to win the game had it not been for Molina's grand slam. I mean, getting that thing to 5-0 here in the first inning, it really set the tone of the rest of the game. They were shut down after that. Bullpen for Kansas City came through, whereas the bullpen for San Diego did not. So it's just something to think about. Something to think about. I'm curious what you guys think in the comments section below. Who do you think came up more clutch, Nacho or Otto? Curious. So guys, that's it for the video. Leave a like if you like this thing. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow night, Sunday night. Not a live stream, but just another highlight reel. We'll conclude the wild card rounds. We'll get everything mapped up and see who's moving on to the divisional round. So wild card finale here tomorrow night. Leave a like if you like this thing, guys. I'll see you in the next one. As always, thanks so much for watching, and peace.